שביתנו כפיגים בנגב הזורים בדמעה ברינה יקצורו שיר המעלות בשוב אדוני את שיבת ציון היינו כרומים אז ימלא זכרו פינו ולשוננו רינה.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Good to be back with all of you. Welcome. Welcome. We're back with our midday sit. It's been a couple of weeks. I hope that people continue to practice for your sake, for the sake of, for all of us. I think that our practices are what keep us going, I think, each and every day. At least that's my experience. It's good to be back with the Romemu community. It's good to be back with some of you who were part of the brief but powerful group of midday meditators. You know who you are. Who were stopping in the middle of the day to do some practice. And so we thank you for coming back and sitting with us. And maybe some of you are here for the first time. If you are, maybe you're the first time at Romemu. My name is David Ingber. I'm the founder and the senior rabbi at the Romemu community. And whether you're watching us here with us in the Zoom room or maybe on YouTube or Facebook or later at some point, Romemu here in Manhattan and in Brooklyn. It's just a really beautiful, dynamic community committed to spiritual practice in the Jewish variety, Jewish flavor, and others. We're so graced and blessed to have an incredible team. So we're here with the director of the yeshiva, Sarah Chandler is here, and staff member Jacob Nurek, and also Ari Wharton, who's behind the scenes holding this space. And here we go. Some of you might have been here from our Hasidic Masters class as well, and so we're just coming out of that, and we're going to move in. We're going to move into a brief teaching. I'm sorry, Sarah, was Jessica going to make some announcements just today? No, I didn't think so. So just a brief teaching before we sit for 18 minutes. Those of you who remember, we'll start in 2 minutes and we'll sit until 2:28. That'll be our Chai, our 18-minute marker. This week's Torah portion is Parshat Bo. Parshat Bo, which is, of course, the second parsha dealing with the plagues in Egypt. And from a level of contemplative practice and from the level of Jewish mystical practice, the plagues are, of course, psycho-spiritual, and all that arises in the story are parts of the ways that human beings, each and every one of us, conspires to keep ourselves in our various Egypts, our various Mitzrayim, our various constricted places. Each of us has an inner Pharaoh who will not let us be free. And each of us actually participates in our own suffering wittingly and unwittingly. And one of the ways that we actually begin to break that pattern is by becoming aware that in the place where constriction is, God is also found in that place. Or another way of saying that is that we can bring awareness and compassion even into the most difficult and intractable places in our body, heart, mind, and spirit, past, present, and future. It is possible, as the great grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, Rav Nachman of Breslev, wrote, it is possible to hear God calling from within Pharaoh's palace, inviting us in and saying, come here. In fact, in many ways, the Jewish mystical tradition, I think, and all of the great contemplative traditions say that it's only by knocking on the door of our own constriction and our own sleepiness, places where we have refused to be present in. It's only by knocking on those doors and gently wading our way in and then staying in that room that we can begin to imagine leaving it as free people. So wherever you are, inviting you to find a comfortable position. On bow, the invitation to go inside, to hear the divine voice. The invitation to be quiet, even as the world around you might not be. I invite you to begin this session with your eyes wide open. And as you stare towards the camera or stare ahead of you, allow your vision to become really diffused and very wide. As we sit together for the first 10 minutes, letting you know that there'll be a second bell at the 10-minute mark to let us know, or the 9-minute mark. Just notice that you don't have to do anything to see whatever it is that you see in your field of vision. In fact, seeing appears and happens without any effort whatsoever. The very awareness that you have of yourself is also aware of other objects that just spontaneously arise. Just note what it is that you see. Whenever you're ready to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes gently and to become aware of what you see with your eyes closed, keeping your visual field wide and soft. The things you see are not things you make. You're not making yourself see. Spontaneously and of their own accord, objects appear and disappear. Thoughts appear and disappear. Becoming aware now also of your body, noticing sensations, and maybe even noticing if there is any place from which you are noticing. Is it not true that all objects, whether seen, felt, thoughts and feelings that arise, all arise within awareness, even your own self, and that there's no center to that perspective? Notice if you're noticing from your head, from the side, from the middle, where does awareness exist? Everything we notice appears by itself to no one. Boel Paro. Where is it that that divine invitation comes from? Is not every phenomena that arises, as it were, situated in the divine home, in spacious awareness itself? just bringing awareness now to the breath. Just noticing it entering the body and also notice how it leaves. And just notice the natural tendency as soon as we become aware of something to want to manipulate it and change it. Just noticing that you are not the breather, even though breathing is happening. As we begin the second portion of the meditation, I invite you to bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. And for a moment, be as inside your hands and as inside your body where your hand makes contact as you can possibly be. Just be in the sensations of receiving your own hand and providing with your own hand. And if your hand could speak, if your hand could communicate in words, imagine what your hand would be saying to your heart. And what your hand would be saying to your belly. And if you could convert those words into a feeling tone, inviting you to feel that from your hand. And feel that from your heart and your belly. this simple question: what are you being called to enter? What am I being called to enter? For the final 2 minutes, if you feel comfortable, bring together the beginning, middle of this meditation by keeping your hand on your heart and your belly and gently opening your eyes and taking in the very wide, receptive, effortless connection with your root and with all the objects that appear. In awareness, no inside, no outside, just sounds, feelings. Well, wherever you go today, I hope that the line between the self-centered awareness that we usually carry and the more transparent place will be a little bit more softer. That your experience today is, it comes to you with a bit less effort and more ease. May all of us be blessed today with more connection, with that spaciousness, and with our heart is speaking to us. Blessings, everyone, on an incredible remainder of the day, and more Torah and more sitting together tomorrow. And as we enter into this, I guess, Erev 6th of January, I just want to pray that that the trauma that we experienced collectively last year at this time is held with some spaciousness and with some awareness and with love, with connection, with strength, with courage, with conviction, with resilience, with fortitude, with clarity. And may we each and every part of this world as a global community, may we move towards justice and mercy and love together. May it be so. Yeshu koach, everybody.